Voice check, I'm coming in smooth. Just like you, I'm even better than you.
Okay.
I never make up bad raps, that's not my style. I'm a good rapper in the country. Yeah.
Strictly handheld is the style I go. Never rock the mic with the pantyhose. I strap on my ear goggles and I'm ready to go.
What does it mean? What is a mic panty? Or a pantyhose mic?
Have you seen the video clip?
I think so.
Watch the video clip. Oh, for sure shot. You know, it's like these... You don't have one, but you know these grill things with rude written on them?
Yeah, I've got one of those.
Yeah, but you can like make them out of pantyhose. He never rocks a mic with them.
Oh, I don't do that. It'd be kind of erotic though if you.
I think he means he doesn't want to. He doesn't go a mic stand. Strictly handheld. That's the style he goes.
Oh, is that
so he holds the mic, you know, and just lays it down.
Is that a bit of a diss for pantyhose rockers?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a diss on studio rappers. He rocks it like he rocks live, because to him there's no difference.
I see. It's kind of profound when you think about it.
Someone's actually... There's already... Oh, maybe not.
What is there already?
Oh, I was going to say there's already a message board of lyrical interpretation.
For the pantyhose rockin'?
Sense. Have you listened to the Zoe and Pia show, Campbell?
No, I haven't listened to it.
Why
not? We need to talk about that on Fangin' Around, by the way.
Why? You got a beef? You want to start a beef? I'll beef with them.
Well, we need to talk about it.
I mean, a beef could help both our ratings. They already have.
Well, they don't need any help with their ratings.
Tell me about it.
That's what the beef is.
That's the beef. You can't have a... That's not a beef, that's a wine.
No, it's a ratings beef.
Have you liked their page, Campbell?
No.
I like their page. Is that the wrong thing to do?
Fred, they've got more likes than we do.
Yeah, but that just makes sense to me.
Oh, what? You've got no faith in this
Have you even liked the Fangin' Around page? You probably haven't liked the Fangin' Around
Yeah, I
page.
bet you haven't liked Fangin' Around. I'm going to check.
I'm gotta like it. Fuck Facebook, where are we go? Let me just... Am I even a person on that thing? Oh, I just took Facebook into Facebook. Infinite loop.
Oh, look, you haven't even liked our page, Fred.
How do you know that? Because there's
I've
like
looked
5
it up.
likes and you can just look at the list and be like, oh, you're not on it.
We've only got 3 likes. Harry, James,
Pia,
Campbell.
Claire and 3 others. Oh, watch these numbers. We're about to get a 12.5%. We got 18 likes.
We've been podcasting for what? How long, James?
10 months.
10 months. We've got 18 likes. It's a little over 1 a month.
I'm as fanging around. I can't like it as itself.
Oh, that's probably what made you an ambient.
So I can't like it. I
Yeah,
can't like
so
my own
by
product.
default,
See?
by default,
I want to like it. So we've got 4 friends and one of them's made up. Cool guy.
Anyway, this is killing me.
Why?
Their ratings are through the roof.
Get on, Campbell. They want you to be their Boromir or whatever it was.
Boromir, I wish. It's not a Lord of the Rings podcast.
Who was it? It's like Bronwyn or something. I can't remember.
Legolas, I think. They're Boromir.
I can't remember the name. There was some name they were using for.
So have you listened to the podcast?
I listened to it with James while they were casting it in a different room. It's not it's not as crass as ours. I mean, they don't title themselves as Perth's Most Offensive Podcast. I think that should be changed to Offensive Podcaster.
Featuring Perth's Most Offensive Podcast. Yeah. And then your rebuttal can be, whoa, it's not me, it's just the internet. Whoa.
I might just read an excerpt from an erotic novel online. Let's call it Welcome to Erotic Fiction.
Do it, Fred.
Not even that. I'm sure there's some website which has got like erotic fiction rape stories. James.
Just get a bit of slash fiction.
Yeah, I guess I could go violent.
No. Slash fiction's just like gay.
It's what?
Erotic. It's just gay erotic.
Why is it called slash fiction?
Yeah, I don't know actually.
We call it.
No, but it's like fan fiction where like Captain Kirk and Picard are having sex.
Why wouldn't you call it butt fiction?
Yeah, I don't know. Look it up.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. When I was in Korea, I did notice the girls love high heels. Like stiletto heels.
What is this kind of the norm rather than the exception?
Yeah. I mean, occasionally you see girls in big high heels in Perth. Oh, yeah, I guess a lot. But yeah, it would seem to be the norm.
No. Okay.
And in Japan, there was like no girls with high heels.
Yeah, fewer heels there.
So I went from maximum heels to virtually no heels.
I wonder what the difference is there then.
It's a cultural thing, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but what's the difference? Like, what's the cultural difference?
I think it's like the Japanese have that weird Lolita-ish thing going on.
Do you think that's across the board?
What, across Japan? Or into...
Well, do you think this thing that you've identified, do you think it affects fashion across the board? You don't think it's kind of just an isolated interest?
In Korea or in Japan?
Japan.
No, I think culturally they're not as big on high heels.
Japan?
Yeah.
What about Korea?
High heels.
I think Korea is culturally big on high heels.
Wait, I'm confused.
What does big mean? Like, I would see more high heels?
If you went to... I don't know. This is
Aren't
one... I
Asians
spent like 3 days...
short?
3 days in like Seoul, and I was like... One night, I was like, wow, there's a lot of girls in high heels. I think it was on the subway.
What weekend was it?
I didn't even know if it was
Maybe
the weekend.
it was a Bam Bam weekend.
Maybe you're on the boner coaster.
Yeah.
You just didn't know it.
Maybe I was. See, I think I was, actually. Because I was in
There
like
you
the going out district. People party.
You're going out
But still, even in the going out districts in Tokyo, I don't know, it's different.
You might have been in the wrong types of going out districts.
Yeah, maybe I was in the slutty Korean districts.
What are you trying to say, Fred? Offensive.
That's not offensive. You could go out to the slutty part of Perth. All the French guys that come over to Australia, they're like, what the girls wear in like English and Australian countries is like, whew, the eyes are popping out of their heads.
Really?
Yeah, that's what a lot of them have said.
Yeah. There you go.
Friend of a friend of mine. And a friend of mine.
Yeah, well, you stay away from our women French.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck off, frog.
Do you dig Asian chicks?
I love all women equally.
Does Zoe know
They've
that?
got a vagina. They're okay.
Oh, I love all women. What?
As long as
Zoe
they've got
know
a
that you
vagina.
love all
Right,
women
no,
equally?
You both came back at the same time. Probably not.
I remember when I was a kid, the water in Leda was so good, and now it just smells like rubbish.
Oh, you guys used to give me the hardest time for living south of the...
Yeah, because
I
South Perth
know.
was the
They're
shit.
they must be pumping the South Perth River over.
No, I reckon we're getting all your water now.
South Perth had shit water count. Were you going to argue that point?
I didn't know
You
any
can't- you
different.
can't.
You know, I grew up in modest accommodation and it was simpler times. We didn't know what we didn't have south of the river. You guys in your ivory towers on the north of the river, keeping us oppressed by building that tiny narrow bridge so we can't get across. Keeping all the jobs on your side.
Yeah.
I was
Give
thinking
'em up
about the
north.
Narrows Bridge the other
We're
day,
like
Are we
we're
live?
yeah.
like New
Oh, okay.
Jersey.
You are like New Jersey.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking we could, like, the bridge, right, we should widen the pedestrian section and then have stalls on it and have, like, a market. Like, you know how you go to Venice?
Oh,
and have
Have you ever hung out on the side of a freeway?
That's an awesome
put a
idea.
wall. We could put a wall up or something.
Maybe they could put it like on the actual riverfront or something.
No, I like James's idea.
No,
On the
it will
bridge.
encourage people to cross the bridge. That's what I'm trying
They
to
don't want people to cross the bridge.
It's like a peace zone, you know?
What? It's like
Yeah.
some neutral
To
territory.
encourage the south of the river and north of the river people to come together.
To get along.
Why don't you make...
Other than the frickin' Subiaco Oval.
I reckon they should, you know how there's currently, 4 lanes wide each way, and then there's the pedestrian on either side.
Hmm.
They should turn the pedestrian into for the cars, and then have the middle for the people.
Yeah.
Flip it.
Yesterday,
And then instead of the train which runs down the middle, like fill it with water, and you could have boats going up and down.
Yesterday was the biggest day in South of the River people's history.
Yeah, how do you
It's
know
true.
that? Is that true, Campbell?
Because
You're north
Garden
of the-
City
Yeah.
can open on Sundays.
Yep, it was epic. Oh, that's not really south of the river though. That's kind of south
No,
west
Garden
of the
City
river.
is like the South of the River CBD. It's,
Nah,
it's
that's
where it all
Carousel, mate.
happens. Carousel's like east.
Oh,
It's technically
easties,
south of the river.
westies.
That's because the river goes up north.
Even the river wants to be north of itself.
It tries.
Just try.
We won't let it. So, welcome to Fangin' Around. This is podcast number
20-ish? 22, I think.
22.
73.
No.
We should just start making up numbers.
What do they
Whoa.
know? It's the year 2014. Oh, that's not even that far in the future. It sounded really far, didn't it?
I know. Well, will we even have a year next year? Or it'll all end on 21st of December?
No.
Nah, I don't think so.
No,
That's
I
my
don't-
prediction.
Well, it's been recorded now, Campbell.
Yeah, my hit prediction.
We need to beam this podcast
Kids will-
into space
kids will
somehow,
be
Fred.
okay.
Can we work that out?
We could beam it into space.
Can we shoot it to the Mars Curiosity?
We could just blast it out in electromagnetic form and see what happens.
What would
I got
if we sent it
I
at the
have to go
right
to
wavelength?
Neorsia. The Neorsia's got a satellite dish that points to Mars.
I mean, if we pointed it in the right direction and teed it all up, wouldn't Curiosity just have to receive it?
Yeah, well, if you just blanket Mars with the...
yeah, but
without-
it wouldn't. That's like, the rock next to it. Curiosity would also receive it, but doesn't
Yeah.
mean it's going to do anything to it.
yeah, but that doesn't have a radio receiver. Or
Is there
whatever.
some way we can send a radio wave and then in a certain way that turns Mars atmosphere into a speaker so it amplifies our voices all over the planet?
Oh, can we do that, Fred?
Fred,
Can you do that?
can we research that? Is that what you're going to do in Colorado?
No. And no. Blanket nose.
Please, Fred.
Terrible idea.
Please, Fred, can we have some more blanket radio waves, Fred?
We could just blast it out into space.
But aren't we doing that already? Isn't that already what's happening? Oh
Yeah.
no, this is internet. No, it's not what's happening, Fred.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
Welcome to the Fang Around podcast. As you can hear, Harry is not available today.
Oh, wee me gruffin, I be over in a cold island place. That's, I assume, what he'd say if he was
Yeah.
here.
He's already...
He's been there, what, a week?
He's
Two?
gone native. Lorio's kind of half native anyway.
He's kind of naturalized.
Hmm.
Maybe? Is that what's happening? Oh, I miss him. Don't tell him that. He'll get a big head.
Yeah.
An even bigger Scottish head than he already has.
Are they known for having big heads?
I think so. Big red heads.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a big weekend.
Yes, our economy just went gangbusters. All those hidden dollars that everyone's been squirreling away, everyone's
Yeah.
Sunday dollars that have gone, just in the back pocket, and now free flowing through our economy. I think we're getting a new public hospital being built. The museum's getting a new building. This is just from one day of Sunday trading.
Did you work yesterday?
I certainly do. I work every Sunday though, so it's no different for me.
Right. So is it just, did you miss all the mall shoppers coming into the museum?
Not really. It was quite a busy day, but that's because there was a children's play on in town that everyone was going to, and then coming to us afterwards.
The what shoppers, James?
Mall shoppers.
What are mole shoppers?
Well, before, right, the malls weren't allowed to open on Sundays.
Ah, mall. I thought you said mole
So
shoppers.
mall culture was sort of pushed into Perth, enforced into Perth on one day of the week to create this,
Did you guys
encourage
ever-
people to go to the museums and stuff like that. But now the mall's allowed to open on Sundays, so they've got,
So you're pro or anti Sunday trading?
anti-Sunday trading.
I'm pro Sunday trading.
Why?
It's freedom. It's my right.
Right. So we should have absolute freedom.
Yep.
People should just go around shooting people.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we're once, it's a slippery slope, really. First you deregulate Sunday trading. Next thing you allow people just to kill each other.
It's the Hunger Games all over again.
So you think the malls are the future of Perth are in the malls, Fred?
No, but it's just like I want to buy a pair of pants on a Sunday.
You can go to the city.
I don't want to go to the city. I just want to go
contribute to the culture
I
of
just want
Perth.
to walk down to Subiaco. How is me buying pants actually? It probably would contribute to the culture.
Because you go in there, you see stuff, you buy stuff, you inject money into the city's
Yeah, and you
economy.
make the place vibrant.
Encourages other stores, encourages more buskers to turn up, more art galleries to open, encourages more, plays, these things that these kids are going to, whatever it is. Keeps Campbell in a job.
Word.
Now these people are gonna, let's just go to Garden City, mate.
But then why do you let...
They've got I don't know, the coffee club there. I don't even know what that is, but I see people.
Shouldn't you cut Saturday trading as well?
Well, they've already let that cat in the bag. You can't. It doesn't go back in once you let it out.
Yeah, I'm familiar with cats and bags. Why Saturday then?
I don't think they should have Saturday trading.
No Saturday trading.
No.
Why don't you regulate it so that
no,
malls are only allowed
major corporations
one day a week?
shouldn't be allowed to trade on. That's what I'm saying.
That's
At the moment, anyone's allowed to trade as long as you're an independent company. So that's no one. You could have gone and bought your pants from your local fashion designer, Fred.
Oh, yeah, I'll just go down to buy those locally made pants from my local pants store in Subiaco. I'm a locavore when it comes to pants.
Mm-hmm. But they don't exist now because the corporation's given all the power to the...
I'll just get my pants from Gas.
And you know what? And, Australia, West Australia had a plebiscite and the people voted against it. So how did it come through? Oh, what? Because it's been funded by Westfield, Coles, Woolworths, Centro, all these major corporations. Have you seen what's happened in Bunbury?
Bun Vegas has been torn apart.
Yeah. Bunbury has brought the Sunday training ages ago, and what's happened is that the main mall there is owned by Westfield. I'm pretty sure it's Westfield, maybe Central, whatever, whoever the big mall companies are. And if you have a shop inside a Westfield mall, you have to open on Sundays now. It's the law. Even though the reality is people don't suddenly have more money to spend just because you open on Sundays, right?
So that dilutes the profits.
Yeah, dilutes their profits, right? So they're slowly, all these companies have gone out of business, right? Because the Westfield said, if you want to be in this mall, you got to be open the same time as Coles and Woolworths, right? They're the main tenants, and the main tenants dictate what hours they open, right? And so these companies started losing money. It's happened ever since they brought in night trading up in Mount Hawthorn. All the independent stores have closed because they were forced, because Woolworths said, you got to be open the same time we are. They can't afford to keep their shops open. The bookshop that does readings for Bryony's books, that's closed because she couldn't afford to keep the shop open.
Oh my god, is that because Borders opened? Because I saw a movie about that.
Yeah.
Didn't Borders...
Your favourite movie, isn't it?
Didn't Borders fall apart anyway?
Yeah. But you think
but
about
the independent
that bookshop employed.
Independent bookstores should still be able to be successful because they can...
Yeah, but that's, you got to take your beef up with Woolworths there, not the state government.
Pardon? This is the way. If they're empowering the Coles Woolworths duopoly, right? That's who they are. Because everyone except for them
was to do with Jewish people.
Everyone except them was allowed to open on Sundays, Fred.
Yeah.
You're just one of those people who walks around going, I like to do a shop on Sundays. I don't want to go to the city, go into the cultural precincts, Fremantle or Perth CBD.
Well,
I want to avoid the culture. Basically, you're saying you want to avoid the culture.
Style trading where malls and things are only allowed to be open one day a week.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I think kids are going to have to start going to school on Saturdays and Sundays because the parents who are now, all these companies are now opening on the weekends, right? They'll have to want to spend their weekend with the kids. So the kids should be able to have their weekend during the week and go to the school on the weekend. Let's just screw up community sports by, all these people like me. Like I find it so hard to get a job because I can't work Saturdays, right? Now I have to find a job where just saying that you can't work Saturdays, let alone all the people who play on Sundays now have to say, you can't get a job. I can't get a job that requires me to work Sundays because I play football on Sundays.
Do you play football on Sunday?
No, but that's football is on Sunday. Saturday is hockey. Well, it depends which league you're in.
Yeah, but if you had a job that was 9 to 5...
Right, but those...
Job's 9 to 5, you want to spend Saturday with the kids, taking them to their sport.
Right, but
when are you going shopping? When are you going shopping?
But who's running these corporations, Fred? On Sundays?
It's the average person, the average Joe, who likes a bit of sport and likes a bit of family time.
I don't know. I just want to be able to do what I want, basically.
Oh.
More freedom to me.
Do what thou wilt, and that shall be the whole of the law.
Yeah. Oh, Campbell, what's that off?
No. You'll have to do a bit of
sophisticated quote.
Yeah, fanging around just got sophisticated on your ass.
Boom, Campbell with a singer. Anyway, next topic. We don't have any topics. We're just rambling today.
Well, let's introduce what day of the year it is. We haven't even done that. And what have you been consuming?
It's 27th of August, 2012.
For, all those kids in history class having to listen to our podcast week after week.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
On vintage iPods, probably. How funny would that be?
We should go Finnegan's Wake on them and just talk some gibberish.
Aren't we? Aren't we doing exactly?
Well, the words make sense if the concepts don't. We should just even abandon that and just make noises.
Don't we?
Maybe we should... Okay.
So, Fred, what have you been consuming this week?
I've been watching a lot of Workaholics.
Oh, is that a show?
It's a show. It's like a comedy, it's like a stupid stoner comedy, basically.
Who's the creator?
I have no idea. Do you want me to do some fact checking?
You got to credit the artist, right?
Workaholics.
Is Judi Dench in it?
No. Are you watching As Time Goes By in the other room, Campbell? No. What's the one with her in it?
Yeah, that is the one with her in it.
You're watching it, aren't you?
No. Is it on right
You
now?
are? I don't believe you, Campbell. You're watching it. Because Sophie's sitting in the lounge room.
I think she's got all the DVDs, though. She just watches the DVDs.
Sure, Campbell.
She just watches repeats. She tapes it.
She can't even take the time to rip him on the meter stove. She has to just rips off the wrap and puts it straight in the CD slot. Just uses an old-fashioned DVD.
Just admit you're watching As Time Goes By, Campbell.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
And after that, I've got queued up a couple episodes of Golden Girls.
Should be watching.
Was Betty White on Golden Girls?
Yes, that's what she's famous for.
Is she, or are you just assuming that because she's old?
And she was famous for doing a red hot Cleveland steamer on someone's chest.
Really?
That's what that show.
She was on Golden Girls.
That show.
She was on some show on the ad breaks between Big Brother. It's something I've been consuming.
What, the ad break?
I was actually I refused to. I didn't talk about it last week because I was a bit scared. But then on the minutes, Pay Hottie came out and said she's addicted as well.
You're not allowed to mention the minutes, James.
Oh, can we give 1 minute's mention?
Yeah.
Just quick. Congratulations, because Pay Hottie just got engaged.
Yeah.
So big shout out. Congratulations.
She's getting married in like a couple of months.
So. Are you gonna wear all black on that day, James?
I don't know. I came too late to the party. Yeah.
What party? The getting married to that girl party?
Yeah.
I gave it a crack.
Yeah.
You did give it a crack.
Campbell was all about this years ago. I'm a bandwagoner.
Yeah. Well, there's the thing. A few years ago, I proposed to her at a gig.
And?
Crazy, huh? She said no, but there you go. I got to take a call. No. I'll be a sec.
Anyway, so is there another one on the podcast you could propose to?
Oh, the other girl, yeah, she's awesome as well.
Maybe you could invite her on the podcast.
Oh, she lives in. Well, she does come to Perth sometimes. Goes to the Qantas Club, Qantas Lounge. What do you call it?
Qantas Lounge. Can't you creep her?
Well, I did go over there. I went to their tea room when I was in Brisbane. So what's your favourite Betty White program?
I don't really like Betty White. There, I said it.
She was on a show
She was on Golden Girls and then Saturday Night Live. And
Oh, she's 90. Crikey, she's old. No, she was on a show. Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it just looked like her. Hot in Cleveland. That was the TV show that was on. Imagine being on a sitcom, a 3-season sitcom, at 90.
she's a machine.
That's crazy. Most people retire, 65 or something? 70?
So you brought back the Brisbane accent, James.
It's going to stay, I think.
No!
Adopting it.
You're a city trader. You're a state trader.
The series was created by Suzanne Martin, Frasier and Ellen. She's known for.
Betty White commercials. What?
What? So who was that created by? The Workaholics?
Workaholics. It's predominantly written by its stars Blake Anderson, Adam Devine, and Anders Holm. It's pretty funny. But it's kind of like Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
All right.
Like, makes you want to do a lot of drugs. And you kind of think that these guys are pretty cool because all they do is party and, like, go crazy and do weird stuff and have all these schemes and plans. But then it always turns out that they're just kind of losers. Or in the case of Always Sunny, like, psychopaths and jerks.
Okay.
So it's got layers. But mostly it's a stupid stoner comedy.
Does it have a laugh track?
No. It's got a sweet soundtrack, though.
Oh. I'll have to find a way of watching that.
I
wonder if it's available for rent on the iTunes store.
I can show you some seasons.
Sophie Frankie, shout out on Twitter, is wearing disco pants. I don't even know.
Was that tweeted at us, or is that
No,
just...
I was looking at my
You're just gonna read-
She's from Cardiff. Yeah, just random I followed.
Just do a live Twitter read as they come up. Fill in the dead air.
Workaholics is a television sitcom that premiered on the Comedy Channel Central on April 6, 2011.
I don't know if you like it, James. You might.
No.
It's one of those shows that look kind of like Always Sunny. It's very much like Always Sunny, where there's a lot of not funny, but then and then every so often you just burst out laughing because the situation they've got themselves into is so ridiculous that it's hilarious. It's not like one-liners and snappy. It's like a proper situation comedy, like The Situation.
Tasmania is going to try and ban cigarettes to anyone born after 2000.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. You can't really... Who's going to oppose that? On what grounds would someone oppose that?
Well, they can't because they can't vote yet.
Exactly. Suck it, teenagers.
Apparently, birds can't live in space because they need gravity to swallow.
That sounds like bullshit to me.
Why haven't they taken birds into space, Fred? Wouldn't you want to see a bird flying around in a spaceship?
I think it'd be a bit impractical.
God, just do it once to see what happens.
You could put a bird in one of those zero-G planes.
Has someone done that on YouTube?
Probably not. I think it costs a lot of money.
I like how today I learned is just stuff that's really obvious. So some stuff is just so obvious that it's like, how did you not know this?
Example?
Okay, today I learned that Adidas, or Adidas, I don't know who's that, was founded by two German brothers, Adi and Rudy Dassler. After a disagreement, Rudy went on to create Puma. Fred, what colour are your eyes?
Hazel.
Do you know there's a doctor in California that can turn brown eyes blue permanently? If you could permanently change the eye colour, would you?
No.
What if you're running from the law?
I don't think they do eye colour, do they? Yeah, well, that sounds like bullshit. Oh, no, it doesn't. Because I think blue eyes are actually effectively colourless. It's the structure of the eye that makes them appear blue.
That's true. That's why people with blue eyes, their colour shifts so dramatically depending on the light they're in.
I keep telling Zoe she's got blue eyes with yellow in them, and she says, no, they're green.
Yeah, blue eyes, they're really context sensitive more so than other eyes. Yeah, exactly, because it's structural. Like some butterflies, their colour is structural, so it never fades, even after death.
Yeah. It's nanostructures.
Did you ever see those like super close-up photos of people's eyes? They're crazy. It's like the most insane thing you've ever seen.
Have you seen the super duper close-up of the butterfly wings? Like electron microscope of it?
No?
It looks like a bunch of Christmas trees, I think.
Oh.
Now, the other thing...
Stop with the accent, James!
The other thing that went wrong was...
No, it's getting worse. I should stop teasing you about it.
Is this post?
He's going to descend into this complete like...
accent that he
Pardon?
threw on? Did he throw on a bit of a Brisbane accent after we talked about the minutes?
Are you telling me, Jack Campbell, you can't tell?
Sorry?
You can't tell. He's getting a little bit more nasal.
Oh, he only just spoke then, and then you jumped on him, so I couldn't hear.
I won't jump on it.
Well, it was a disaster for the Armstrongs on the weekend.
See, that we can.
Yeah, that's so fakey.
They're both dead.
Both of them?
Yeah. Neil Armstrong and Lance Armstrong.
One of them's not dead.
One's
they're not-
physically
they're
dead.
not-
The other one's dead to the world.
Well,
I don't
they're
think
not
there is.
related.
No.
Well, they have to be at some level.
Well, yeah.
But this is what Today I Learned should be about, right?
Stop.
In 1962, Neil Armstrong's parents appeared on the TV show I've Got a Secret. Host Gary Moore asked, if it turns out that your son is the first man to land on the moon, how would you feel?
And what did they say?
I don't know. That's just... I would have to research further to find
Oh, it was
What,
just a
you only
prophecy.
researched that much?
That was the question they got asked on a game show in 1962, 7 years before Neil Armstrong landed on the moon.
Have you guys seen familiar with this comic called XKCD? It's super nerdy. But basically he did a graph of like the average life expectancy and saying that, you know, within 20 years there's like a 5% chance of anyone still alive that walked on another planet.
Yeah, it's depressing.
Is it though?
Yeah, that's
Because
super depressing.
Robots are the way of the future, Cam. We had this argument before.
No, I think it's terrible. I think it's, a blow for
Nah.
human endeavor and the human spirit.
No, I think you're being...
we're going to live in a post-interplanetary traveler world.
But it takes so many resources to support a human being, and the amount of science and knowledge they can acquire is not that much greater than what a robot can do.
No,
And
but admittedly, it takes so much resources, but it also, lifts the collective human spirit to such high levels that surely it's worth it. It's not so much about that one man; it's about all of us together.
Yeah, I don't know, but in terms
What
of
if
knowledge...
you just took they spent billions of dollars, right, just trying to work out if there's water on Mars. If they just put a human on there with a shovel and he just kept on digging until he found water.
Yeah, but it doesn't work. You can't just keep on digging.
That's how they did it back in the old days.
Well, that just sounds like kind of a Sisyphus-like kind of torture.
Yeah. I was thinking about this before. If they need people to mine iron ore on Mars, they've got to come here. We got to be the number one for mining iron stuff in red, hot desert conditions.
Well, surely our our Jabba the Hutt-esque overlord is already working on mining Mars.
No, she's probably using all her money to lobby, Australia to not start a space program to start sending people to Mars because she wants to protect her investments here.
Apparently, Australia was the 4th country to launch a satellite into orbit from its own territory.
And then we sucked.
And then we sucked, yep.
What
What I was going to say, I wanted to ask you guys this. You got the Large Hadron Collider.
No, what is that?
The thing that found the particle in Switzerland, the big physics experiment, really fundamental physics about the structure of the universe and these
Emphasis
sorts of
on the
questions.
fun.
Yeah. They put the hard in hadron. No, it's hadron, whatever. And then you've got, would you guys rather put that money into space research, like put a man on Mars, or do like some other Large Hadron Collider which is going to answer a question about some fundamental property of the universe? As lay people, what appeals to you more?
The Hadron Collider appeals to me because of its scale.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's really impressive because it's so big.
But then you get, the result of the Large Hadron Collider is like a little bump on a graph, and lots of physicists are really excited. But
yeah,
it's got the potential to absolutely revolutionize the way we look at the world, but, it doesn't have a sort of headline punch like putting a person on another planet does.
But what if they, right? What if we, like, because we want to get to another planet. What if they were like researching like how to cure aging? So, you know, a generation ship has a better chance of finding other creatures.
But I don't think the generation ship aging isn't the problem. The problem isn't people are going to die. The problem is that to support people for 100 years takes a lot of resources, and they can't blast that into space yet.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's the things around it that, you know.
What?
The things around.
What?
The things that get created on the way of, you know.
Or the freak space babies.
What do you mean? No, like, when they set a goal, when you have a goal, you get
mean
stuff
like
done.
spin-off technology kind of stuff?
Yeah.
So you think...
That's the difference. I get way more stuff done when I have a goal than if I just sit around thinking about what could be out there.
But that's such a ridiculous goal that it's almost unsustainable to
like,
aim
what
for
is
that.
this? What's the hypothesis they want to test they don't have money for right at the moment?
There's a million of them.
Like what?
In science.
Yeah.
Yeah, ask any scientist and they'll say, if you gave me...
Frey, you're a scientist. I'm asking you right now. What would you What would you test?
Yeah, this is getting worse.
What would you test if you had unlimited money right now?
Well, I'd do a fundamental test of
If you had
Lorentz invariance because I already did that.
If you could start up a $20 billion a year company like NASA, what would you do?
I would do some physics. I would also try and do a Jurassic Park.
What do you mean some physics?
Well,
Like
just,
what physics though?
Well,
Just a
physics
bit
that
of it.
Stuff that I do. I'd make a totally sweet
Oh,
clock.
you weren't around when we were talking about should we clone a mammoth?
Well,
Well, we
yes.
should. I don't understand why we aren't doing that.
Why wouldn't we?
Well, because you have to grow inside an elephant, right?
Yeah.
And you would have to, like when they made Dolly, right? They went through like 200 sheep
Yeah,
just
I know.
to
It'd
get
be-
one embryo. So you
it'd be-
need 200 elephants just to get one elephant, and that sheep Dolly died because she was defected.
Yeah.
So multiply that times to get actually a sustainable
I know it would
life
be,
form.
it'd be gruesome.
You need millions of elephants, and
I'd
it'd be
think
like
I'd
A bit in Alien Resurrection,
Yeah, I know it'd be like that. It would be horrible, but
but you're happy to do it.
I think we should just try anyway.
Well,
This is why I'd never get into biology because
what's the scientific benefit of that?
none.
So that's
We
just
try-
for shits and giggles.
That's for shits and giggles. Scientific
But if we cured
benefit.
aging on the way.
Fusion.
Cured cancer.
If I had billions upon billions of dollars, I'd try and do fusion because that would literally solve all the world's problems.
What's fusion?
It's making energy from a nuclear reactor, but instead of taking a heavy element like uranium and splitting it apart to get energy, plus two halves, you take two light elements like helium and you fuse them together to get one thing and some energy. So the difference is there's no horrible radioactive substances left over. You just basically take hydrogen and some other elements like water and mash them together. So it's the dream, and then it's free energy with absolutely zero pollution. Not like
Is that so? It's just like creating a star, basically.
yeah, it's basically creating the core of a star and getting free energy, limitless free energy. Imagine what you could do with that.
Do you think
You
all
just-
of Earth's conflicts and problems arise through resource mismanagement and lack of resources?
Pretty much. I mean, if you had limitless energy, you could just, basically go nuts. You could blast off into space with a nuclear reactor
Mm.
because it wouldn't be dangerous anymore. Because if it crashed back to Earth, there's just hydrogen inside it.
Speaking of which, have you seen Dark Knight Rises, Campbell?
I haven't.
Oh, okay. Well, we can't talk about that segue.
Sorry.
How was that a segue?
I assume Bruce Wayne constructs a spaceship.
Oh, that's right. He makes
Off
the
the finale.
fusion reactor.
Shh.
That's not a spoiler. It's not a spoiler. I think that's the opening scene almost, isn't it?
Hey, I haven't seen it. I know nothing about this movie.
It's Batman.
Is it even in the cinemas anymore?
I don't think
I
it
don't-
is.
I don't think
I
it is.
think-
I don't
I
think,
think
you
that
should
ship's
even go
safe.
see it. If it's not at IMAX, there's no point in seeing it.
I saw it on IMAX.
So we'll
Campbell.
spoil it now for you.
No, don't.
What happens
No,
is...
don't. That's vindictive, James. You might see it later, Campbell.
What do you think of Lance Armstrong?
He's Lindsay Armstrong.
In...
I don't know. I was talking to people at uni. There's a lot of cycling fans in physics, and people seem to think that people don't know. People don't know.
What don't people know? What's happened? I don't actually know this.
Basically, the American Drug Agency has got testimony and some sort of bit circumstantial evidence that he's doping. So they kind of like banned him. They said, you're banned and we're taking away your Tour de France titles. But as I understand it, they don't have the authority to take away his Tour de France titles. And of course, the people who gave him the titles, like the Cycling Federation, the International Cycling Federation, they don't really want to get into this because they want to stay as far away from doping scandals as they can.
But I thought...
And he's like, this is bullshit, it's a witch hunt, blah, blah, blah.
Other drugs for his testicular cancer. And so he was masking all sorts of kind of enhancements anyway. He's
always got banging on. He's never failed a drug test, or he had.
Well, he's failed it. He was taking drugs in 1999, but because EPO, they didn't have a test for EPO back then. It doesn't count. You're allowed to take that drug in 1999, but in 2000, the Australians were like, "Hey, we've got the Olympics. Let's do something about it."
Well, I don't know. I think it's a bit. Someone was saying that when I think it was Contador got his tour taken away from him, and they gave it to the second place guy. The second place guy was just like, "Well, I don't want this."
Well, that's it. Because if you rule him out from his 7 wins, right, and then you ruled out everyone else who's been convicted of drugs, right, you would have to go back to the 5th place finisher before you got someone who hasn't. Yeah, like Cadell Evans would have won in 2005 because he came 5th because the top 4 were all convicted drug takers.
See, they should just let him... I've already had this conversation with people this morning, but have like a Mr. Natural bicycle racing course. No drugs.
Yeah,
ban.
why don't you
and have the other one where it's
you're
not
allowed to take APO?
Yeah, just let him have a little bit.
Well, why don't you just say, all bets are off, just gear up,
No, because you can't.
take whatever you want. We're not going to
should.
even bat an eye.
You should be able to
put a
do
monkey on a bike and we wouldn't care.
Maybe they should do that. What animal do you think would be the best bicyclist? Something with a lot of stamina. Can we get a bike?
I was watching some video of some chimpanzee that can, is making tools out of rocks.
Is that the one?
Man?
It's like a butler. You can rent it. It's like a butler.
Chimp butler.
No, it's just one they found in the forest.
What was he making?
It was carving a sword. Yeah.
He wasn't making a sword.
Look, Google. I think they're called bonobo chimpanzee.
He made a sword.
Yeah, he's making tools.
Hold on. He made a sword.
Yeah, if you go look at the tool, look at the artifacts the Aboriginals left behind, right, that we've got in the museums, and look at what he's trying to build. It's the same stuff, mate. This is the next human being like creature, like the next evolution in these creatures. If they breed him, like maybe they'll shoot him dead, save the human race.
Take him down before you go Planet of Apes on our ass.
But that might trigger the Planet.
But how awesome was it if they found the smartest female and bred them together and started this like ultra smart gene pool? Would it work?
Oh, you mean the smartest female monkey?
Yeah. No, not you.
Oh, I don't know, James. You're feeling yourself as the world's most offensive podcaster. I can't even tell anymore. Nothing's off limits.
It's the accent.
They did that with foxes, but not that. They tried to domesticate them in Russia.
What? And it didn't work?
No, they basically went for, they got 100 wild, feral, foxes that are fighting and clawing at each other. And they just picked the most docile ones for 30 years or 20 years or something. Just intensively bred to get the most docile, just to see if they could domesticate them. And they ended up with domesticated foxes.
Well, of course, yeah. You can do that with anything.
But I don't know who's doing it for intelligence.
So why can't we make really cool pets then?
You don't want your pet to
like a pet tiger. I realise people do have a pet now, but
I don't think people had the resources back then to keep tigers as pets.
Or were our cats once tigers?
Small tigers. I think the barrier to get over from wild tiger to domesticated tiger is just too large.
And if it goes wrong, it's pretty disastrous.
It'll kill you.
Although, I mean, the thing is, my cat still hunts animals, so...
Yeah, but it doesn't hunt you.
Right, because it's too small, but it might do if it thought it had if it was big enough.
Well, it looks at you funny sometimes.
Yeah.
I'll bet.
With murder in its eyes.
Yeah, cats always do.
So what's your point? That
Well, you get. I don't. Not like if they could domesticate foxes. Now that there's like this, huge capitalist market, why don't someone go and domesticate any cool animal that you don't normally get to have a pet because they're wild, or if you do have them as a pet, you risk being murdered by them.
I think it's just morally not acceptable these days to try and domesticate things. We could probably domesticate the shit out of stuff these days with our modern technology and psychology.
If you could have any animal as a pet,
Tiger.
Nah.
Yeah.
What about a dinosaur?
What do you mean any animal? Pegasus.
Unicorn.
What? I thought you said
I forgot
dinosaurs
to-
exist, Campbell.
What? Yeah, but...
You could have a Komodo dragon as a pet.
Yeah, but they're not as cool as a real dinosaur.
Yeah, but the real dinosaurs aren't around anymore, Jane.
I said any animal.
Well, then, yeah, of dinosaur.
Well, you definitely get a dinosaur then.
As a pet.
Yeah.
A pet T-Rex.
If dinosaurs were allowed to be had as pet, you would get one rather than
You mean
a
I
cat,
just...
rather than domestic.
Are you trying
cat.
to trick him?
I don't understand.
I'm saying if there was no limits to what you could have, as long as
Like, literally
had
right now.
existed.
In my current
Anything
context.
that's ever existed.
Yeah.
And I have to feed it, and I have to do it, and I have
Yeah.
to... Oh, I don't know about a dinosaur then.
You could just get a little one.
Yeah, I'll get a small
Little
one.
ones.
It's like a velociraptor, something like that. A little one.
But would you be scared of it?
You
Yeah.
just said it was domesticated.
I'd be terrified. This is I just understand the question
Right,
is
but
so
would-
broad.
Wouldn't the appeal of a Velociraptor be lost if it couldn't kill things?
Yeah, I'd feed it things. Get cats and throw it in its pen.
So just as long as it didn't kill you.
I don't know what kind of relationship I want with this velociraptor. So I could keep it as a mean, brutal killing machine, as the way nature intended it. Or I could sort of try and wuss it out a little bit. Maybe a diplodocus.
What's the oldest good movie you've seen, Fred?
the oldest good movie?
Yeah. I don't mean good as in like critically good, as in like you would buy the DVD and watch it once a week.
Fuck, I don't think I'd ever do that with a movie. I can't remember. The oldest movie I've watched is probably something with Marilyn Monroe in it. So maybe one of them. Some Like It Hot.
Some Like It Hot.
Yeah, I can't think I've really watched old films. What about you?
Well, I've been trying to work it out because I watched. One of my favourite movies is Roman Holiday with Audrey, and that came out in 1952, and it was in black and white, even though they had colour film in 1930s.
That's what people are going to be saying about 3D.
Yeah.
Batman: The Dark Knight Rises could have been 3D.
It was, wasn't it?
No. Oh no, it's not.
Oh, no, you're right.
No 3D. Christopher said no.
But that's not a
knows
bad
of
thing. Like, it's an awesome thing that it's black and white. But I assume when I was watching it, going, "Oh, it's black and white" because it's an old movie. But no, it's just because they wanted it to be black and white.
It's like when I watched The Artist, I think. Wow,
and
that's really
that
old.
I'll watch a lot of old movies and they're really dumb. Like, they're just the acting's bad, the plot. But this is acting that is good. The storyline's sort of still a classic storyline. There's nothing that about it. There's interesting moments where the acting's. They do still have the stilted moments where he's like, Gregory Peck's like, yes, and but then they also have like sort of spontaneous moments where it looks like they're actually acting naturally. I just wonder where does that line? It seems is there a definitive film where things just got good, like they stopped being filmed stage plays?
Gone with the Wind? No.
But that's a dumb film. You watch that and there's nothing appealing about it other than like the costumes and the spectacle.
Shouldn't you know this? I'm not the right person
No,
to
I
ask.
don't.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe Biodome?
That came up just today. Someone was complaining about how the cinematography in Biodome is taken too seriously. Like, they've put a lot of care into the cinematography.
Oh, whoever did it.
Yeah.
It's still someone. They hire some guy. He's probably some up and coming guy. Oh, you got to do some cinematography. Yeah. Wow, my first
I'm not
cinematography
against
gig.
it at all. But now,
Biodome. We still gives 100%.
Now it makes me want to go back and watch it again to see. Because I don't think when you think of Biodome, you don't think of the cinematography.
Maybe.
We'll find out who did it and see what they went on to do. Because they might have gone on to do great things.
I don't think you should discount Biodome. I'm sure everyone
if he put that much effort into Biodome, imagine what he could do for like a decent project.
Did I tell you guys I asked Paulie Shaw about Biodome personally?
You did?
Yeah.
What did he say?
About Kyle's.
Yeah, I was like what was it like working with Kylie Minogue? Did you realise she's like a megastar in Australia? And he's like, yeah, I thought so, but,
When did you have a conversation with Paulie Shaw?
Fred, didn't you know?
No.
On Skype.
You Skyped Paulie Shaw?
Yeah, I Skyped Paulie Shaw.
You're so full of it.
He did, I've heard this before.
It's probably a digital record of it out there somewhere. I don't know.
Why did you Skype him? Can you have some context?
No.
You just found his Skype details somewhere in some Craigslist ad and you're like, hey, Paulie.
What? Okay. The cinematographer of Biodome was Fangin Papa Michael. Phedon. Fangin? Do you reckon that's it?
Fangin, yeah.
He also did... His most recent movie was The Descendants.
Oh, that was with George Clooney.
Yeah. I did the Ides of March, Walk the Line, 3:10 to Yuma.
See? How early...
Sideways.
How early in his career was Biodome? Is it number one? Did he work up to it?
No,
Feature
he
films.
had done before... he did Cool Runnings before Biodome.
Whoa! I never had a favorite cinematographer before, but I'm going to make up Fangin. What was his last name?
Papa Michael.
Fangin Papa Michaels.
Yeah.
Wow. With a bullet.
With a what?
With a bullet.
Yep.
Number one with a bullet, baby.
Yep.
Patch Adams.
Oh, that's your favourite, James.
Yeah.
Is it?
That's got the most shocking twist in it of all films ever.
Don't ruin it. I haven't seen it.
It's like the crying game of Robin Williams movies. No, I thought in Mr. Mulholland's opus, when the baby got deafened by the trumpet. That was a good twist.
Yeah.
I don't think it works like that, does it?
I think it was actually... It was just he noticed... They just noticed he was deaf when he didn't react
took him
to
the
trumpet.
parade.
All right.
And the big tuba and trumpet went past. And it was so loud, the baby was like, ah! And Mr. Holland put his hands over the baby's ears, but it was too late. And then he got home and realised it had burst the baby's ears.
So, Cam, what's your oldest movie that you could watch every week?
Probably The Avengers, the new one.
2012's Avengers?
Yeah, I can't watch anything older than a few months.
Yeah, okay.
What about some really vintage pornography?
Yeah, that's different though. That's historic. That's like a documentary.
It's like studying when you're watching it.
What's the oldest movie I like? Yeah, I don't know. That's a really good question. I can't think of any really old movies that I like or watch.
Well, I think isn't that an indicator that... What's the oldest movie of yours that's your favourite?
You've Got Mail?
Didn't you watch that
haven't
yesterday?
got on to what you've been consuming yet. Cam.
Yeah, You've Got Mail.
Was it good?
Yeah, we watched You've Got Mail. It was pretty much the worst thing I've ever seen. The worst, creepiest, weirdest film I've ever seen.
Isn't it supposed
Bryony's favourite movie.
Is it supposed
I
to be,
know.
Is it supposed to be beautiful?
It's supposed to be a rom-com. But that genre, I don't even know what it's supposed to mean.
It's short for romantic comedy.
Yeah, but they're not romantic and they're not funny.
That's just your sense of romance and humour.
Yeah.
What's your favourite rom-com?
I'll tell you what my favourite rom-com is. I've just started watching it. Liz and I have started watching it the last 2 weeks. It's a TV series called Undateable. It follows... Each episode follows... It's a documentary.
I was going to say, is this reality TV?
Yeah,
It follows the kind of dating adventures of three Englanders with various disabilities.
That doesn't sound fun.
As they go through a dating agency. So the first one, there was a guy with autism... there was a guy with Tourette's and a girl who was sort of had some bone disease. And then the second episode focused on a guy who had an unspecified learning disability, but he was a poet and he was obsessed with love. And then there was a woman who was a paraplegic and... what was the other one? A man who had this kind of tumorous growth on his face.
So what? Isn't that just gonna
I've seen one episode and it has a guy whose head's sort of crooked. And in the same episode they got this girl that's like insanely hot, but she's just in a wheelchair. And I'm just like, that's a bit unfair to put them up against each other.
Oh, it's not a competition like that.
No, I know, but...
Well, isn't it just going to end badly?
No, well...
Well, the hot girl obviously got someone, didn't she?
Yeah, she
that's
did. The
not
guy
obvious
with
at all.
Tourette's got a girlfriend.
Okay.
That's great. It's really romantic and super funny. Super funny.
Okay.
So that's my favourite rom-com.
That's not a rom-com.
Is that your favourite rom-com?
Yep.
Liz is backing me up. She says
Is it rude to laugh at it? Are you just laughing at his
Oh, it's a
ability?
freak show.
Liz wants to clarify that we don't laugh at them, we laugh with them.
But
They're
are they
actually really
laughing?
Funny.
They're very endearing.
Yep.
Are they
Very
laughing?
romantic and funny. Like a rom-com should be.
I don't know.
This You've Got Mail, it's just creepy and stalkerish.
Isn't that the meaning of love?
Well, apparently the meaning of romance is to be creepy and kind of a little bit psychologically abusive.
Chat on the line with strangers while you're living with someone else.
Yeah, they both had in this movie. So let me break it down for you. In this movie, Meg Ryan plays a little bookshop owner, and Tom Hanks plays a big bookshop owner. And they've both got respective partners, but they're both kind of like having cyber sex with each other online, as everyone was doing back in the 90s.
Yeah, I remember
And then
that.
they meet in real life, and he's like opening this big Borders-style bookshop, and he right next to her bookshop, and he opens it and he totally puts her out of business and is like, "Ha, suck shit." And then he realizes that she's the girl that he's been cybering with online, and he knows it, but she doesn't know it. So he arranges like all this stuff to like meet up with her, and then he doesn't show up. But then he shows up and he's like, "Oh, hey, you got stood up, sucked in. Hey, how about we just hang out?" Ha ha ha. And he keeps doing that again and again and like psyching her out and then standing her up on the date. And then it's just weird. And then at the end he reveals it and he pulls the whole like, "Don't cry, you're too beautiful." And it's just weird.
Yeah.
So that's You've Got Mail.
Okay. That sounded a bit weird.
It can't be that memorable because I just watched it like a few weeks ago and I can't even remember what it's about.
I've never seen it. I don't really do rom-coms.
Are you a big Sleepless in Seattle fan though, James?
No, I'm not. No. Well, I don't
Excuse me for 1 second.
dislike it. I'm not like one of those mega fans or anything. They're just
'Cause
like,
this
if
was
it's
like a
on, I might
sequel,
watch
wasn't
it.
This is like a sequel to it, isn't it?
Yeah, well, no, it's just like, they always have actors that pair up, like they had, what was it, Humphrey Bogart and someone, back in the day that
Yeah.
they were always in the same
Okay.
movies together.
Yeah. But that was what's going to be big about this movie, was that these two were back on the screen together.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it just came off as really, and it was just like treacle sweet. It was really sickly, grossly kind of, yeah.
Don't look at the TV screen.
There was, I was reading the Wikipedia page for Roman Holiday, and that was rumored that was meant to have a sequel, but it never got organised in time. But it was going to be made in like the late 70s, so or
Was it
maybe
gonna-
early 80s. So it would have been, they would have been they would have been parents or something, and then they had to set up their kids or something. I don't know.
Was it going to be called like Barley Holiday?
Yeah,
You're talking about the Parent Trap?
Tudor Holiday.
the Parent Trap. What about?
Oh, I thought that's what you might guess. What you're talking about.
Are you just guessing?
Yeah, pretty much.
The worst movie I've ever seen.
Which one? The Lindsay Lohan version?
The Lindsay Lohan one, yeah. Fred,
What?
you've stepped in dog poop. Oh, well, put your shoe outside.
Ah! This is the worst.
Does he have shoes on?
Yeah, but it's just. Oh,
Sweet dog.
oh god.
That's gonna be sweet.
She's just a pooing machine. Like I just cleaned up, just like yesterday afternoon.
All it takes is one.
Yeah, I guess so.
Did How did you know? How did you know Fred stepped in poo?
Smell. It's just that the whole shed has just been stunk out.
Oh
Might have to
god.
get some new carpet, James.
Oh.
What is the? Don't tell me those are the marks of the dog on the green.
Well, it's pretty squished.
You didn't feel the.
I can't tell. It was on the arch of my foot.
I could barely breathe.
Oh, fuck off. Do you have a cloth?
For what?
I want to get the shit off the shit. What do you think? The dry cough's back.
It's literally that. It's that pungent that I'm literally struggling to breathe. You sure it's not on the other shoe as well?
% sure. Oh, fuck. No, clean. Can I borrow a hose?
Can you hear what he's saying, Cam?
Yes.
What you need right now?
Sorry?
Fine, I'll just leave my shoe covered in dog shit outside for like the next
Oh god.
40 minutes. Alright.
Oh god.
Oh, it's a bit stinky in here.
It's really bad. Did we want to talk about?
defensive
Did we
podcast.
talk about the Zoe and Piers show live on air?
Is that your segue? Me stepping on dog shit on this show.
Yep. The smell reminds me of that.
Oh, you're producing it.
I'm not a producer.
What are you then?
Just an
Enabler.
assistant, enabler. Did you listen, Campbell?
I didn't know I was at work.
What's your
when it was
beef, Campbell? You want to start beef?
on. Oh, look. No beef. I just think, their first podcast, their Facebook page has already got 17 likes. We've been going for
47.
about a year, and we've got less than that.
47 likes, Campbell.
How many have they got?
47 likes.
They've got 47
Yeah.
after one
48.
podcast.
Bloat. It's gone up.
Do you just like it, Fred?
No, but it says here 8 friends like the Zoe and Pierre show. I meant of my friends.
Yeah. How many of your friends like Fangin around?
None. I said before 3. There's 4 people, and one of them's not even real.
I just find that terribly disheartening.
Mm.
Well, they did promote it by telling their Facebook friends to.
Yeah, but we do that every week.
Right, but you don't go select all friends, send. That's
Should I be doing that?
Oh, well, I don't because it's kind of annoying. But they did.
Yeah, well, they are professional marketers. We're not. That's my only beef with the show.
What, that they're professionals?
Yep.
I guess it's Zoe's job, isn't it?
Yeah, and Pia's in
Like-
marketing. Oh no, she's not. She's a. I don't know
No,
what
she does office work.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't feel so bad then. Maybe they could do a drawing and I could laugh at it, and then I'll feel better. Oh, what was that?
That was the
Show starting up.
Why are you listening to their show? You were on our podcast listening to their show.
The first episode's
wonder
been
we've got
listened
no
to
ratings.
37 times. Oops.
That's Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, that's because I pressed play.
James is rocking out to some
Edge of 17.
Edge of 17. That's the one.
That is a good song. Hold on. They've already been downloaded how many times?
37.
What about us?
In total of all our
24.
shows.
In total, 24. All of our shows.
No, just our last episode.
Blowing up like I thought I would. Same number, same word.
It's all good. Yeah, look.
Should
I don't
we
know.
emulate them then?
If we want the same results.
We should talk really quickly.
About TV shows?
Yes.
Needs to be more
You guys into
science,
Pretty Little Liars?
No. I do like the name though, because people at uni talk about PLLs, phase lock loops, and then I come home and Zoe talks about PLLs.
I tried to
Pretty
watch the
Little
first episode and it was so bad that I don't even know what the show's about.
It's
What do you think about Robert Downey Jr.'s career?
No, what? Good
Like
on him.
his pre-Iron Man career?
drugs.
I liked him on Ally McBeal.
But that was part of his comeback, though, wasn't it? Or did he got
Well, it can't
fired?
be part of his comeback.
Oh no, that
Is it?
was because he sang "I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas," which was everyone thought that was hilarious. Because I think the Christmas before he'd been arrested for with heaps of coke.
Hmm.
Everyone was like, "Lol, lol, lol."
Yeah, I don't know really have much to say about Robert Downey Jr.
RDJ.
I'm more of a Harry Connick Jr. fan if I had to pick a junior to be a fan of.
What about Junior with Arnold Schwarzenegger,
I remember that movie being
where he
funny.
gets pregnant?
Really funny. I haven't seen it probably since I was a kid.
Are you going to go see not the Untouchables? What is it?
Twins 3?
No. What's that one?
Twins 2.
Twins 2, sorry, Twins 2.
But there are 3 twins. It's triplets. No, what's that film? The Expendables 2.
I haven't seen The Expendables 1, so no. I don't want to miss out on the important plot points and the background and stuff.
James?
I don't know. Maybe. It's not something I'll pay to see. That's the problem.
So you're going to torrent it.
No, it's not your problem. It's the studios.
No, I mean, I probably wouldn't even torrent.
So if someone handed you the
Yeah.
or put it in the DVD player and push play.
Like, there's so
and
many
you're like,
movies that I've watched just because my brother and sister have it on disc that I would never actually watch. If I didn't,
I'm starting to feel bilious in here.
bilious
It's sick.
from the smell.
Yes.
What quiz? What is Arnold's middle name?
Jay.
Schwarzenegger.
Alois.
L-A-O...
Alois.
Alois.
I guess so.
Alois. Alois. Ja.
How tall is he?
10 foot.
6'2".
Metric, please.
Ooh. 190 centimeters.
Nice.
3 meters.
What would you like to see happen on the coming weeks?
That's not a quiz.
It's what?
I don't know.
That's not a question. Do you have any fan mail?
Did you see some guy who's retweeted our Willie Rocket retweeted our Invisible Woman highlight? Colin R. James. He's got the weirdest photo and he's from Bendigo, Victoria, Australia. He's only got one follower. He doesn't follow anyone, but he tweeted it. In fact, maybe where his only tweet he's ever made was... Hey,
That's quite an honour.
I know.
He's
So,
only tweeted...
shout out to Colin. Let us know what's
With
happening.
the weird photo, apparently.
So some dude with a
I
weird
just
photo.
was holding up something and I don't know what it is. Like, it looks like it's photos. And he's got this. He's actually got a really awesome shirt on.
Is it an official Fangin' Around shirt?
No, it's like it's orange, but it's got dolphins on it, and it's the kind of thing that I would wear, pretty much.
Orange with dolphins on it.
Yeah, black dolphins, and it. Yeah,
You a bit jealous?
I am a bit jealous.
This guy
of
sounds like
shirt.
you and him should get together, hang out.
Yeah, good old Colin. I want to know why he's called Colin, but his username's Willy Rocket.
Why is your what? Would you, why you go the guy
Yeah.
called Tom when your name is James? What the hell's Thomas Golf all about?
Yeah, what's that about? Anything else you want to chat about, guys?
No,
Have you read The Mad Lies of Hulk Hogan yet?
no. There's no show notes. I would have. I was so keen.
That was my show note.
Well, it's not on the show notes.
That's my perpetual show note.
It doesn't work like that. That's
Oh,
not how
what?
show
Okay,
notes-
what about
Evermore.
this?
Whoa,
Should they preserve Neil Armstrong's body,
no.
Yeah.
like Lennon or whatever? Like put it in
Why?
some.
They should blast him
Formaldehyde?
off into space. Can't
Blast
they
him
send
back.
a rocket to the moon
Go
with him on
back
it
to
and
where
put a
you
coffin
came
on it?
from.
Yeah. But
What a
wouldn't
waste
you want
of
to
time.
preserve the human flesh that first touched?
Oh, boring. No.
Yeah.
Well, think about all the things, all the other stuff he's done. He's done all sorts of fucked up shit since then. So
What?
I don't know. Who knows what he's done?
What are you implying?
Well, you guys are acting like it's some sort of holy flesh because it's been on the moon.
Yeah. No, it's a symbolic gesture. Like they keep Lennon in that little thing.
Yeah, but it's nah.
Yeah, they should build a shrine to him at NASA.
But it's okay. I don't want to be down on Neil Armstrong, but if Neil Armstrong woke up sick 2 weeks before the moon mission blasted off, it wouldn't be Neil Armstrong on the moon. So, like, I know he did a lot, but he didn't like do everything.
Did you hear that his actual application came in late and his friend just slipped him in the queue, like in the pile?
Really?
Yeah.
What a cool
and then
friend.
you end up being the most famous person in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
His application for what? For astronaut?
Astronaut school.
His
Did
NASA
they just
application.
have-
He was,
Open call.
It's just astronauts at nasa.com these days.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Send a thing in.
Really?
I want to be an astronaut.
I'll keep telling Harry to do it because he can do biology in space. But
Fred could do physics.
I should do it.
right, well, you can do physics.
Oh
on
man,
Earth,
I saw this
can't
talk by these Germans the other day. They're actually putting a physics experiment on a rocket
Hmm.
and they're blasting it up to the International Space Station. And then they're going to do one where they just put it on a rocket
Don't
and they
you
just
watch
blast
Big
the rocket
Bang
into space.
Theory? How they crashed the Mars rover.
I don't watch Big Bang Theory. Not a fan.
But that was the engineer doing all that
Yeah,
stuff.
well, engineers.
Fred, do you find the Big Bang Theory a little offensive?
I find it deeply offensive.
But actually, do you?
Actually, I find it annoying because before, when I met people and I said, yeah, I'm a physicist, they just went, cool. And now they go,
They make fun of you because you're not a theoretical physicist.
theorist anyway.
Big Bang Theory made theoretical physicists the cooler.
No way.
Yeah.
They're not. No offense to all the theoretical physicists who are going to listen to this podcast.
Right, but the
You know me,
public,
James.
the public have been educated by this show, by Chuck Law or what his name
What does he
is.
know about physicists?
I don't know.
Nothing.
This is a guy who did 2.5
Isn't
Men.
Sheldon...
He's
Sheldon's a
theoretical,
theorist.
and he always puts down the experimental. So,
Yeah.
but it never goes vice versa. So, it's the most popular show in the world, and now it's teaching the whole world that theoretical physicists are the bomb.
Well, apparently there's a bounce in the numbers of kids enrolled in physics. They're calling it the Big Bang Bounce.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll steal that name for my band.
Is there any women though, Fred?
No.
You can pick up.
No. There's no women in physics.
Oh, what?
Well, there's very few.
I was thinking about this for something I'm writing. What is one of the most common misconceptions out there? What do you think?
What? Just About physics or about everything?
About everything.
I don't know.
That
Something to do
there's
with...
a god?
Yeah, probably.
No, something that people would actually
How
could bet some money on.
how statistics work, like lottery numbers and gambling and that kind of stuff.
No, I'm talking about like,
Talking about
was Pavlova? Everyone says Pavlova's Australian, but it was invented by New Zealand. Like, all those
everybody
little
knows
things.
that. I don't know. Isn't this something?
What
you
are
should
the
ask
biggest
Reddit?
ones that people just assume like that?
Russell Crowe's Australian.
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman's Australian. Hugh Jackman's Australian.
It's what they
Ned Kelly's Australian.
It's what they self-identify as. I don't know.
That women's periods get in sync when they live together.
Is that a misconception?
I had that misconception, but we proved that through extensive research.
It's totally not true.
Does it have anything to do with the moon?
No.
Nothing.
No.
That's stupid.
No.
Could it?
Right, but
Pardon? 28-day
one of
cycle.
a common misconception could be that the moon's bigger when it's close to the horizon.
If you'd done Physics 101, we would have told you that that's not true.
Right, but this isn't the facts I'm
But
talking
then that
about.
depends on how you define looks bigger, because it is an optical illusion.
Well, it's a psychological illusion.
Psychological illusion.
Yeah, but is it psychological or is it a
No,
physics illusion?
It's purely psychological.
Yeah, I could see people we've had that argument.
Yeah, but it's... Yeah, well...
Okay, so that's one on the list.
It still does look bigger because...
Yeah, so it's how you define
What's the
look
next
big.
one? We got one. Moon, big.
Oh, what about the other moon one I gave you?
What was the other moon one?
Women's periods sinking.
Okay, women's periods.
I think there's a lot of misconceptions about women's periods.
Yeah, the Republican Party has a lot of misconceptions about.
Yeah, here's
Oh,
one.
we're not allowed to talk about the most important news of last week.
That's different context.
Oh, we're not allowed to talk about it now?
Yep.
I think you're setting double standards, right?
Fine, we won't talk about it. Misconceptions that...
No R section this week.
Pardon?
No R segment this week.
What's our segment?
The internet.
Oh, no, can we not have that segment?
No, well, it's Harry's favourite.
so
It'd be a shame for him to miss
The
out.
size of the moon at the horizon and women's periods.
These are all moon-based
These are the two
ones.
biggest
No.
misconceptions.
Misconceptions about the moon. Yes.
Well, it was our first mystery, really, wasn't
So what's
it?
women's periods thinking got to do with the moon?
Oh, it's all moon-based.
Is it?
That's the other misconception.
That Fred seems to think that it has something to do with the moon.
The females' reproductive cycles in sync with the moon.
Well, you think about all your other bodily functions that aren't in sync with the moon.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean there isn't one that is. I thought they were. Well, I don't know. It's all a little bit too convenient.
No, it's just happenstance, isn't it?
Yeah, but why do they have approximately the same period? That's a physics joke. That was gold because it's about periods and it's also the length of time between two of them. Anyway,
You should write for the Big Bang Theory.
I should write for
Yeah.
the Big Bang Theory. Do they do lots of menstruation
Send
jokes?
in a spec script, Fred. So that's it. We've found the two biggest.
I don't know. I don't have very many misconceptions.
Well, you revealed two about periods.
Yep. I should point out, I sound like a bit of an idiot. I know a lot about women, alright, Campbell? I'm not doing myself any favours trying to dispel the Big Bang stereotype. I'm sure you could look this up on the internet, James. You probably know more than us about that.
Well, what question would you put into Google to find that out?
What's the list of misconceptions?
Yeah, but you get just silly stuff.
Doesn't Wikipedia have an article about this?
I want stuff that people actually argue over. Like
List of
I've
common
heard
misconceptions.
people, right? But tell us what's on that list.
I'll
Fred.
vet these.
Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Apparently, here's one. In ancient Rome, the vomitorium was the entrance through which crowds entered and exited as a
but
stadium.
you've never heard anyone argue about what the purpose of the vomitorium.
You mean something people argue about or something people believe?
What the people, when you go around meeting people, Fred, I'm talking about the people.
What do we argue about?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, obviously, I'm talking about the misconceptions of Sunday trading, right? But I don't think anyone else cares about that.
But that's not necessarily a misconception because
I need something that's
your opinion on Sunday trading.
I need something that's universal that people can.
Aeroplane food's awful.
Right? Did you hear that apparently tomato juice actually tastes good in the air?
See, that's true. It's because you got nothing else. It's like one time we went camping out in the middle of the bush, had some lunch, had like sardines in tomato sauce on bread. And I thought it tasted absolutely amazing because it was the only thing to eat. Came back to Perth, had it, and it was disgusting.
Okay. So you guys,
you've got limited options. Yeah, I love sardines.
How do you eat them? Do you fry them?
You just spread them on toast with lots of butter, and you eat it.
Spread them?
Well, they're kind of already cooked and squishy.
Okay. Oh, XKCD has a comic on misconception.
XKCD has a comic on almost everything. Can I give a shout out to the site xkcdsucks.com?
What's on that?
It's just like this guy, every time there's an XKCD, he just moans about how crap it is.
Is it actually a labour of love, though?
I don't know. Yeah, because it's like he hates it so much. He puts so much. All these people putting so much effort into just going on about how much it sucks that it's almost like they love it. All right, I'm going to sign off.
Thanks for
Probably
tuning
the
in.
strangest episode.
Live.
The one
Googling.
the
If
one
you
where
want a
Fred
better show,
stood
go
in
check
shit.
out the Zoe and Peter.
Oh!
Find it on Facebook and like it right now.
We should just ride their coattails.
Yeah.
Let them do all
Maybe
the
we
heavy
should
lifting.
buy an advert for our show on their show.
We should edit it. James, you could edit the sound, like make an ad for our show in their show.
No, I've given them all.
Can't
the
you just
control.
take down the audio of their show and replace it with our show?
No,
Just
because
cut them.
it's all.
All right.
I got to
Well.
go and clean some dog turds off my shoe. That's what I'm doing tonight.
An evening of picking dog turds. Wonderful. All right. Good
It
night,
probably
everybody.
won't come off, Fred.
Sh-
Okay.
It has to come off. Like, see you, Camel.
Tune us in. Find us at fangaround.com. Send us an email from the listener mail segment, or you can send a voicemail, or you can send an email, or you can send a tweet, or a Facebook, or a form spring. It's up to you how you want to do it. Yeah.